broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Why, hello, you Dooligans. Welcome to another full recap of your favorite soap opera, Days of Our Lives, right here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined by two very knowledgeable folks of all things Salem. We're going to start with my favorite co-host, one of them, with the hair like Jimmy Neutron.
I totally thought he meant you. I was like, okay. Hi, I'm Mark J Freeman.
And I'm James Lott Jr.
And we are going to give a little shout out to Peter, who unfortunately couldn't be with us today. Hey, Peter, how are you? He had to work, so yeah. I want to quickly thank you guys for always tuning in to us every Sunday to recap Edition Days. Also, thank you guys for all of your chats here in the chat roll. Mark is going to keep an eye on that. But
one eye, just one eye.
But we definitely need your help. We need you guys to repost our videos. We're going to try to get up to 3,000 views, and then we're going to give away some more lovely prizes. So help us get to that. Also, don't forget, if you are more of a listener instead of a watcher, go to iTunes. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and find our podcast there.
Yes.
So, gentlemen, it is now time to
ladies.
Your inner lady. It is now time to do what we love to do right here each and every week. It's time to start Edition Days.
And
then pay attention to it no more.
Yeah, exactly.
We're done.
All right,
hello, Carolyn.
So let's get into...
Every time someone says hi in the chat room, I'm just going to yell, hi.
So let's get right into the Ben Abigail Chad storyline.
Would that be annoying if I did that the whole time?
It does.
It's already annoying.
It's like, who, what happened, what?
He said my hair looks epic.
Epic.
Yeah, it does. It is. Yeah.
I actually even noticed I ducked when I went out my front door.
Yeah. You had to. You had to.
Yeah.
Listen.
I'm still I need help though, because I want to do a Twitter for my hair.
It already has
and Big Hair Don't Care is already used.
Oh yeah, it is.
Who would use that? I need to find out who that is.
You need to do and
report them to Twitter so I can have the handle.
Well, tweet them and try to get it.
Yeah.
They'll just give it to me?
I don't know. I don't know who's behind it.
It'll be some redneck in Kentucky who wants to kill me.
Yeah, probably. And shave your head.
I am a redneck from Kentucky, so I can say that.
Okay, good.
He's like, okay.
My father was born in a log cabin in Kentucky, if you didn't know.
Well, I didn't.
Now you do.
But now I know.
Now you know.
All log cabins belong to one little Mark J Freeman Sr.
Log cabin hair. Maybe that could be nice.
You can do that. Country hair.
Country hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or how about we leave it to the fans?
Yeah,
fans,
right below.
In the comments, make sure you let us know what we should name Mark's hair for his Twitter.
Very important stuff we're starting with today.
Very important.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so Ben Abigail Chad.
Yes.
All right, so okay, honestly, I'm not sure if I'm digging the whole like Abby pregnant again scare storyline, because it's kind of like, you know, she had to made love to Chad.
Yes.
And then what? Days later, she, you know, makes love to Ben.
Yes.
And now she's like...
I think it was later that day. Wasn't it like almost the same day?
No. That it was the same day that Ben found out that they did make love, which I feel like that's a little nasty.
Ew, that's nasty.
I found out that you cheated on me, but now I'm gonna make love to you so that you don't cheat no more. Good luck with that.
You need to get out, Margaret.
Yeah. Who? Me or Ben?
No, I think Ben needs
Ben does.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
So how are we feeling about things progressing this week? Because this week we saw, you know, that she had, you know, she was sick, and the smell of hot dogs during the picnic
that
made
whole
her
thing
sick.
was kind of funny because using Theo once again to bring them together.
Yes.
I remember he has autism. I mean, I love that scene with Zoe when she comes out with the little, I don't know if he'll be ready for that, kind of thing. It was like,
I don't think any of us are ready for that swimsuit.
Like, he may come out of autism. I don't know. He saw that outfit. But it was kind of funny, but they used Theo to kind of bring them together in the same area, and Ben decides to go, of course, and she's sick the whole time. It's like, everything's like making her sick, and I'm like,
well, it's the heat and the tubing and the spinning and all it's just I'm just all out of sorts.
And then Zoe put the hot dog like right in her face.
Yeah,
it was like,
and kept putting the hot dogs in every hot dog that came out. She kept like.
Well, it was funny too because when she first mentioned, well, first of all, why are they going to get hot dogs when she picked up a whole basket full of food at TBD? That was my first thought. Was what about all the food you brought?
Right, exactly. You already have food.
Maybe she only brought sides to go with the hot dogs.
That could be true.
I'm just saying
because she said, "Oh, why did I put all this garlic in the potato salad?"
She did say that. You're actually right.
So maybe she only brought sides.
And I do have to give her credit because she actually paid for it. We actually saw her pull out a credit card and pay for it. She didn't just get up and walk out the place. Like
let me tell you, if I know Sonny Kiriakis and Chad Demira, and especially if I made love to Chad, you best believe I'm getting some free food at Talk TVD. I ain't gonna be paying for nothing. My face will be when they're like, your total comes to $50.75. I'll be like,
do you know who I'm sleeping with?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to know, but I slept with the owner. Put it on his tab. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Exactly. Walk it out. And then, of course, it progressed to where her cousin, Will, finds her and she drops everything.
Of course.
It spills out.
Yeah, spills out ever so slightly.
Lots of clumsy people.
Listen, I have never known of contents to fall out of bags so gracefully.
You mean like earlier when you dropped your whole
That wasn't graceful though.
That took a tumble. That was different. That took a tumble.
It did. It wasn't graceful at all.
No. That took a tumble. Yeah. I always feel like Will is always around when Abby is doing like devious things. Like you don't see them throughout the show having like conversations,
cousins,
because and they're supposed to like be like like they like each other. They're the favorites of each other. But it's like they're only around when stuff is about to hit the fan.
Because remember when they had that big fight after that whole mess a long time ago? They showed that they were really close and they were cousins, and now you never see them together until a pregnancy test falls out in the Marquette area.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I will be here for you. Can you come with me and do it with me? Like, okay.
Right. I also like, though, that Zoe pointed out to Chad that the only reason why she's getting the invite is because you're trying to make Abigail jealous.
I actually wrote in my notes, too. I love that Zoe actually is smart and she's like picking up on stuff.
Mm-hmm. She should go work for Salem PD.
Well, no, she wouldn't get hired. She's too smart.
She's smart. Yeah, I like she was like, I'm being used. Like, I'm being used.
Yeah.
And she knew what was going on, so I'm glad he made a smart woman in Salem.
Yeah.
Did you lose internet? Because I don't have connection to the chat room anymore.
I believe I did. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I tried refreshing too.
Yep, it's all gone. Well, we'll get it back eventually.
Yeah.
Well, basically, Abby hasn't had her period in weeks.
Well, she said days.
Did she say days?
She said.
I think she just said, "Oh, I think I am late."
Well, she said
she didn't actually give a number out.
When Will was there, she said, "I mean, I'm only a few days."
Oh,
right.
Okay. She did.
Yeah. So she did say she was only a few days, but. I mean, listen, I don't know about women's troubles, but being around some of the lovely ladies that I know, who some are my best friends, there's a lot of things that contribute to being late. Stress.
I've been late for a long time.
Listen, when you're menopausal, it just stops.
Your period just stops. I'm talking hot flash too, actually.
Exactly.
Crazy. So that's true. A lot of things can contribute. Diet.
Yes.
Diet, stress. I used to be a nurse, of course, and all this. Diet, stress, weather.
Yeah.
Anything could happen. Sometimes your body is just irregular sometimes.
Yeah.
But we know what's going on in Salem. It has to be a pregnancy. Even though she walks out with a frown on her face, we don't really know. She hasn't said it yet.
She hasn't said it.
Yes.
But I wonder... I still don't understand why Ben didn't say anything right away. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, you found out, but now you're just going to hold on to her?
But he's talking to his dad for advice.
This is the same person that told him to put the GPS on there.
Right, exactly. So I'm like, okay, so there must be a master plan of some sort. Like, but then if she's pregnant, Pregnancy as a plot device bugs the crap out of me anyway. At this day and age, it's such an old soap device.
Yeah.
Do you think nowadays really still doing that?
Yeah,
they are.
They are. Clearly, they are.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. But again, we're still under the direction of the old writers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So bear with them, as
so
Ken Corday says.
2 more weeks ish.
Well,
middle of August. Well, I guess more
they
than
said.
that.
Well, he said September.
Yeah.
He said
September we'll start seeing that.
Yeah, that will start.
Well, by the time Labor Day comes around, it's going to be a whole new thing. But I feel like the new writing starts. I thought somebody said mid August.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure, and it's probably been
I wonder if they're all going to start speaking another language.
like Spanglish, like they did that one time when they tried to do the Spanglish and like
so bad,
and like Gabby would speak Spanish and then it would be in subtitles.
It was so bad.
Well, I remember thinking, good for you. Good for trying to teach the people.
Yeah. Well, they did. Everyone, they liked the Japanese when Paul.
Oh yeah.
But
that one felt more real too. They sounded more real. They speak it. But I know that NBC and Telemundo they're all close together, all part of the same thing.
Yeah.
So they're trying that.
We still seem to be having trouble with our internet. Hopefully that will be fixed soon so that we can get back to the chat room and see what you guys are saying.
Yeah,
but in the meantime, keep chatting. Don't worry about it. We'll join you guys in a second. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much it with that storyline. I would say let's take it to the chat room, but it's done.
Well, one other thing. Thank you for having Ben and Chad take their clothes off.
During the first of all,
there was a lot of man skin.
There was a lot of man skin.
There was a lot of even the background people had like they were just waltzing around and I
actually thought that when that guy walked by I was like I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it either. I'd be like, I'm going to show up in t-shirts and shorts.
Be doing that.
I'd wear a caftan and just walk by in some flip-flops.
Because I want people to appreciate me for the good actor that I am, not for my body.
You have nothing to worry about there. None of us do. No, I don't either.
That's true.
Yeah, no, either. So there you go. And tell me silence says it all.
Moving to the next topic.
All right, so now we have some other folks who are in the park. Sunny, Will, Paul, and Derek.
Yes. Derek. I love Derek.
I will say this again, as I've said time and time again.
Yes.
Will. He has spent so much time worrying about everyone else than just admitting that I did wrong.
Right.
Paul actually said he was tired of his desperate antics to hang on to Sunny, and I was like, that was it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
This has been from day one, desperate antics to try to hang on to Sunny.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
And going to Paul's hotel room again to say you being in Salem again is going to prevent Sunny and I getting back together again. Yes. It's kind of like, and I feel like Paul should have just said, look, dude, I don't care. Like, you and Sunny go do. All I'm trying to say is I know where you're at because when I came out, it's like it's opened this whole new world to where I know that I'm not ready to be in a relationship. Wake up, Will. You're probably not either.
Right. And not you.
I'm like, was I dozing off? No, I'm doing it now.
Give us some snaps.
No,
my favorite parts. And this line was so beautiful when Will's trying to push Paul and Derek together, and Paul's like, "We're just friends." And the line that I love was, "It's perfectly normal for two gay men to be friends without sex. You would know that if you and Sunny had gay men friends."
Yeah.
Next, it was like, and that's it.
Well, what was funny about that is I thought hint to writers, maybe they should have friends in Salem.
Exactly. But I just love what he said to him.
They did. Somebody did, didn't they? Was there a point where there
were
Sunny
years
Sunny
ago.
had that friend Brian or something, didn't he?
Yes. Brian, but Brian was also in love with Sunny.
Right, remember that.
Yeah.
But also...
But that's very gay friendship.
It is. But prior to that, there used to be a group of people that would hang out at the coffee shop and that were friends of Sunny and Will's. So
because they made Sunny, when Sunny first came on, I loved his character because he was so progressive. He was just like, I'm a gay man. I've been gay for a while. There was no gay bashing story. Right. He had friends. He had dated before, and Will was the one that was coming out. So I liked that. And now it's like, where are the gay men? Hello.
Well, they have all disappeared apparently.
Yeah, they went to some bar. What was the bar again?
Oh, yeah, there was a gay bar.
There's a gay bar.
Was it?
Yeah, someone actually mentioned
remember
it.
we got yelled at because I said there wasn't one.
And they mentioned
and they
it.
were
And
like,
someone
no,
mentioned
there
it.
was one.
Well, if you can hear us on the chat room, just put it on there so we can read it later.
Or tweet it to me because my phone's on, so you can tweet me.
Oh, okay, we'll tweet them.
Yeah, tweet them.
Tweet me at Lorraine Love, LORAYNE LOVE, if you guys have something to say, because we're not in the chat room, so I can watch my phone though. I got it here too.
Or if our lovely engineer who's in there, if you can somehow get me the password to the other wireless connection, I can log on somewhere else. Or maybe that happens. Okay,
but I like the fact that Paul was just like, I'm on to you. Like, I'm on to you. Sonny's on. Everybody's on to Will. This is so funny. It's like no one's really buying his routine.
Yeah, no. Because it's so tiresome. And then the whole thing of him wanting to go to that certain spot in the park,
so far away from the rest of the family. Yes,
in order for Sonny to see Paul and Derek,
but
together.
Paul called him out on that.
Yeah, he did, as he should, because while he was in the hotel room, Derek popped up right before they were leaving, and he's just kind of like, I'll go play tennis with him too. He is hot, and I'm just like, that line is there for a reason, because you're not ready to be married, Will. Just be like, listen, let's take a break. Let me explore, soul my royal oats, or whatever you need to do, and then let's see what we have later.
Which actually is realistic.
I have to say, I say the same thing to a lot of my friends too when they tell me they're like dating someone seriously that's just coming out. I'm like, girl,
me too.
Don't do that.
Right.
So I kind of could relate to what.
Paul was saying. It's legitimate. It's realistic.
Yeah.
But
I'm not saying that you can't have a long relationship.
Of course not.
But it's like,
I'm gonna get tweets about that now.
Well, it's just make sure that you're ready to be in a relationship, and especially one that, and everything was so beautiful about their relationship that, like, I get where they're coming from, but again, it's just like it's hit or miss, and he keeps blaming everybody else instead of just admitting his feelings.
Oh, I know, I forgot to ask. TBD has food?
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're a coffee shop, a bar, and a restaurant.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
They may have like light
fare. Light fare.
The Spot. It was called The Spot. Thank you, Cheryl.
The Spot. That's right. Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, The Spot.
Thank you, Cheryl.
When he said it, I was like, I kind of remember that now when he said that. I can remember. But and also, I also like that Derek apologized to Sonny.
Yes.
And those little brief little moment, and Sonny, said, I know it's not really on you, and you were malicious. And I was like, that's kind of nice.
As they bonded over beach volleyball.
They did.
I noticed Sonny never took off his shirt.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I would be that person. I will burn up before I take off a shirt.
So do we think that Derek, who do we think Derek's going to end up with? Or we want to wait till predictions?
I probably see a little bit out.
I mean, I would.
I think it's going to be Will.
I think it's going to be Will, too. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it now.
Just because they both have made a comment about the other.
Yeah, like you said. They're setting something up.
Yeah, sure.
He's not committing to that right now.
Listen, I'm like...
Well, he's the only person that Will hasn't.
Yeah, right, exactly, right, at this point. Right. They've all slept with each other, so to speak, so...
Definitely not Will and Paul. Definitely not Will and Sonny. No. So, like, the only option he does have is Derek.
Yeah.
And then we will be fine with Sonny and Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So then all the
do we know if they are recasting Sonny? As she sips on her tea.
We look at you like, we're like, yes.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, I wonder.
I mean, I am available.
Are you?
I'm available. I mean, only because our hair is so similar would I play the role.
So, that is pretty much the Sonny Will Paul storyline, right?
So it's like, and move on to next topic. Yeah.
All right, so let's go on to Xander, Serena, Nicole, Eric, Daniel.
Yes.
I do not like Nicole and Daniel together.
Me neither. I'm totally with you.
And what did I say last week?
What?
I said, watch, she's going to say she can't move in with him. And then she said it.
Well, she said it, and then she went back and said, I can.
Because I noticed that she wasn't answering his question. That's the only reason why I knew. But, I don't. And the whole thing with Daniel thanking Eric, thank you for saving her. Yes. It's like, no. That's not how this goes.
Right.
They are the ones that have been in you know, in a relationship for years and years and years and years and years, in and out, regardless of being a priest. Sorry, you know, stuff happens. It happened to me once. It was a cardinal. Anyway, it's enough about that. I was an altar boy. Anyway, no.
Yes.
I got so angry at that scene when he was just like, thank you, Eric. You did this for us, and thank you. I mean, then it kind of, I mean, it was obvious that they were doing it to get Eric to blow up at him and stuff like that. But it was just so obnoxious. I'm like, no, you guys aren't no. But did you see that article that they're writing about how Ken Corday was saying that anybody who dies after September or whatever isn't he was pictured in there.
Who was?
Daniel, Aiden.
Yeah, Daniel was.
And there was a third. Daniel, Aiden, and...
I forgot the third one, but Daniel was in there.
And there were three people, and they were all three pictured on there, and it's like, he said, and they quoted Ken Corday saying, anyone who dies after something is not coming back. And I was
I think that was just coincidence.
I don't know.
I think it's just coincidence.
I mean, Daniel's been on for a long time now, hasn't he? Remember he was with Kate and Chelsea. With them, Billy, with that whole line, and now he's with these. I'm like, he's been on for a while.
He has. And I mean, maybe it's, you know, it's time for him to move on.
I mean, his daughter left.
But his mother's still there, your friend Maggie.
Well, his mother.
Yes, I mean.
Melanie's mother's not there.
Oh, yeah, Carly's gone.
Yeah.
Does it really matter? Because you don't... I think you would be very happy with a Jonas Free.
I cannot wait. Well, I was reading that article, and he was like, yeah, there's all these faces you've never seen. I'm like, yes, you're right, Ken. Yes. I don't want to see them. Thank you for getting rid of one of those redheads. Thank you so much.
So,
and Xander walks around and is like, hey, you know, being menacing to people.
Listen, let me tell you, and I said this last week, I almost believe Xander had nothing to do with putting them in that furnace. Just by how charming he's been all week.
Well, we saw it.
There are times where I watch it and I go, well, maybe he really was in Chicago. Like, they used his card, someone used his phone. Like, maybe he really was there. Oh, he has nothing against Nicole. Like, he's being so nice. Why are they punching him? Why are they beating him up in the hospital?
Oh, and then, who was it? When Anne was like, stop beating up this
handsome, charming...
Like,
well,
she was hilarious. I love Anne. She was hilarious.
Here's what's funny about another scene was when he got a phone call and he was like, and she was like, well, you know, if there's anything, and then she was just kind of like, and then just kind of backed up.
I love Anne. I sound like Anne. I think she's so funny.
Yeah,
I can't.
But I just you can tell that they just haven't figured out what to do with her because they again started something.
I have an idea.
There he goes. I like Mary Scott.
What are you trying to be, the next Salem stalker?
I would love to be. If I get to pick who I get to kill.
Salem slasher, Salem stalker.
I could do that. I could come through.
Oh my god.
Karate chop.
No, she could be a good. She just wears rap dresses all the time. You can't help it.
Yeah. And then now I love that Eric is kind of like, if you really do love me, I need your help, Serena.
Yes.
Like, I need you to get
I actually like that. He did that too.
Yeah.
And they fought for a little bit, and then he realized, and he went back and forth.
Do you think she's really going to do what he wants her to do?
I think she is, but she knows that she's putting herself in danger, but I think that this is the only thing that's going to redeem her in his eyes.
And do you think she's going to die? Or do you think she's going to leave?
I do.
I think she's going to die. I think she's going to die doing it, and then it's going to be like this,
this whole sad thing.
Yeah, exactly. She's more concerned about what Eric thinks about her than what Xander will do, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
She's kind of like, I got to do this because I got to so Eric will love me again or whatever, some diluted, you know,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Poor actress. I love you so much, Miss Archer.
I know.
The storyline is just like, okay.
She was so great.
But you're right. It's like Xander, you almost want to believe him. He's so good.
He's really good.
He's so good. Like,
had I not watched all that go down, I would have thought, I would have stood there next to him and said, he didn't do that. He was in Chicago.
And did you see, and I tweeted out the picture that I took of him signing everything.
Of him signing everything? I did. I retweeted it.
Yeah, we tweeted it too.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'll be able to give those away to people.
Yes.
And then Eric and Brady kind of discuss being brothers again.
Yes.
And they're going to try to put down Xander together. They kind of had a little minor conversation about that.
Very minor. It must have been so minor that I wasn't paying attention.
Eric and Brady. Oh, yeah, I guess they are.
Because Brady was hurt by Xander. He was hurt by Xander, obviously.
Well, Brady was one of the people that was wondering why he's still interacting with Serena.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then when they saw Serena, Nicole and Daniel saw Serena in Horton Square, and she was like, I'm meeting Eric. They were both like,
really?
Why?
Yeah.
And then insert Eric. And then Nicole's like, go talk to him. Right. I have some errands to run. And her errand is going to see Serena.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
And then, of course, we had a little piece of Victor in this storyline where Maggie's like, why is that murderer drinking our house? I love that. And he was like telling him, just go away. I will summon you. Like, don't contact me.
Yeah. But I love to see Xander's change when it comes to Victor, because he seems very powerful and almighty when he's not in Victor's presence, and then he's just this demure character when he's around Victor.
He wants his uncle's approval.
Yeah.
He wants to be
really
part
does.
of the family. He really wants, like, deep down, even though he's angry at him, and some of us have been there before,
he wants acceptance.
He wants acceptance.
Yeah.
Exactly. Poor thing. I want him to have it.
I wish I could see what you guys are talking about, but our internet is still down, and no one has said anything about what's going on with the internet. So hopefully we'll get back on so that we can see what you guys are chatting about.
Cheryl's messaged me a couple times.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Cheryl. Oh, Daquan. Wait, if only Mark had nice taste and character.
Oh, Daquan.
Oh, my God.
I said Cheryl could. I didn't say you could.
The ever battle between Daquan and Mark. All right, so let's get into some tidbits. First of all, we have to talk about the epic Victor and Stefano meeting.
Oh, I loved it.
I love how Stefano was just sitting in the house, and Victor's like, note to self, fire all security.
I wrote that down, yes.
And then he's like, now I'm going to ask this nicely. What the hell are you doing here?
Right,
I love that. I love that I was able to remember that moment.
You did remember that
yeah. But Stefano was just in there chilling, like, just waiting for you to come downstairs.
Just waiting for you to come home. Yeah.
It's like, what time did he get there? 9 a.m.?
Yeah.
So but I love that Victor and Stefano had this conversation about who is Clyde and what do we do in order to fix this.
It's so funny, and I said this before. I still don't see Clyde like I see Victor and Stefano.
Yeah,
and I don't understand. I mean, unless there's this story that is going to get exposed about him and who he is and all this other stuff, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's kind of cool that Victor and Stefano are kind of coming together to go after him, which I think is kind of the idea.
Right.
But it's like, I mean, it's the joke is that he's this hillbilly. Why are we all afraid of him? Yet they're all afraid of him.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, stop it.
Because it's like, he'll hurt your family like he did mine. And blah, blah, blah. So I'm just like, it's just Clyde.
But what is? Yeah, I don't know. I
don't buy. They're not equals.
Yeah.
By no means.
Not at all. But I like the fact they're like, we're going to wait. We're going to wait till you feel safe. And then we're going to pounce.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited. That part I'm excited about. Stefano and Victor do something together.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then right after they take down Clyde, then they'll be back at each other's throats.
Of course. That's fine.
Exactly. Which is fine.
That's
fine with that.
I'll do some frenemies. That's fine.
Did we? Oh. Is this something? Maybe we're going to talk about this later, but I don't know if we are. When Clyde says to Sonny,
"Oh yeah, I wrote that
your
down
kind."
Too. Yes, I wrote that down too.
Oh, I did write that.
I wrote that down too.
I wasn't sure if we were going to get to that.
You can mention it now.
So Clyde says, "You're kind."
Yeah.
Well, he said.
I mentioned it.
No, wait. I wrote it down actually because it was really interesting.
It was such an awkward conversation.
Yeah, it was an awkward conversation. I don't know.
Oh, here it is. Okay, so they're sitting there kind of talking, and it's about Ben and Abby. That's folks you at home if you didn't watch it. It's about Ben and Abby possibly getting married, and Clyde says, "Weddings aren't just for your kind," and then Sonny goes, "What kind is that?"
Yeah,
and he goes, "Touchy." And then he kind of apologized a little bit after that.
Well, he even says, he's like, I'm a
hillbilly from a different time, different generation or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like, I don't know. It's like all of a sudden now he's got issues. You know what I mean? Like that's something that he probably would have.
Or were they trying to mention it because of gay marriage?
I don't know. Maybe.
Like they do that.
Yeah, but they're so far ahead. I don't think that had anything to do with it. Because I don't think that they would have.
No.
Did I ever say that I didn't like Bev?
No, you never said that.
So why is Daquan having an issue with Bev and me?
No, we like Bev. Bev's fine.
He said that I talk about Bev.
When are you and Daquan not having an issue with each other?
I don't know. He's cough, Melanie and Bev. Because if only Mark had nice taste in characters, cough, Melanie and Bev, than he does in hair.
That's funny, Daquan.
It's funny, but I never said anything about Bev, did I?
No, I don't think I did.
I don't think so.
I don't think I have.
If you can
I'm kind of indifferent to her.
If you can quote something he said, Daquan, and write it down. But I don't think you have either. We don't think so.
It.
Well, speaking of Bev, moving on to the JJ, Paige, and Eve storyline. Okay, first of all,
and my friend Michael.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's talk about a few things. First,
yes.
we finally figure out what Paige was trying to do with this whole like finding an older man.
Dumb storyline.
That was the most ridiculous thing ever.
I agree.
And first of all, Eve, you're supposed to be semi-broke.
Right.
So how did you all of a sudden
pull out?
First of all, I don't know any pawn shop that you can go to and says this is worth $10,000, and they go sold, and they just hand you $10,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's with the guy.
The older man and all that.
So yeah, I was just I mean, it just goes along with everything else that has come out of Paige's mouth and that whole stupid.
I just want to show. We swindled you, and I just want to now stay away from me again. I'm like, well, you just pulled her into it.
Does Daquan like Paige?
Probably.
He probably. If you don't like her, he probably does. And I like angry Paige, but this is getting a little too much.
No, but she's not. But then she's like always angry now.
Yeah.
Like it's always the same thing.
Now it's too much.
It's like Will.
Yes. But here's the thing, Paige, be angry. Like, we understand you're young. You're at that age where like this was your first love, so of course you're gonna feel some kind of way about it. But I feel like she's almost borderline cray cray.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't even think she's borderline. I think she's cray cray.
Like she's about to go off the deep end. With this.
I'll even take that though. If she can get off of this part and just go completely crazy, I'm with her.
Listen, just put her in a room, let her destroy some stuff, let her get it out, and then put her with Kyle.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know yet because he's a drug dealer.
Hey, maybe we join.
Did you point at me?
No.
That is rude. What I do in my private time.
Hey, note to self. It's not about you.
Well, it looked like you pointed, right at me.
Well, because I'm talking, and I'm always talking in this direction.
Sit on your hands.
Well, now it's going to be, you looked at me. Why was it me? You looked at me. Jeez. On AFTERBUZZ? In front of our fans?
I'm not one of your fans. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And that was, that whole Paige Eve thing. That
which is ridiculous. I'm giving money to Army veterans or some veterans.
Because I know you hate that.
Right. Yeah, I'm like, it made no sense.
It was so dumb.
It was dumb.
Another thing that's dumb, Eve, you stole the file from Laura. Read it at home. Don't just go in the pub and act like it's like a newspaper. It's like, oh, I'm now going to read this file that I stole out of Dr. Marlena Evans' office.
Right.
And I'm just going to, and then put,
right.
Okay. Yeah. Like, no, that doesn't make any sense
either. Oh my God. It's like, hello.
Okay, so that's that.
And then the JJ.
Yes.
Guzzling down beer, but he won't smoke weed.
No.
Don't do that.
And then now they're going to hire him to...
That came... Okay,
so random.
It was very random because first, I didn't understand why Kyle felt like he needed JJ. Right. And then I was like, okay, I kind of get it. Like, he was like a big thing, can probably help the numbers and all that kind of stuff. Right. We figured out that Kyle is working with Clyde. Yes. So Clyde is obviously on an uprise while Victor and Stefano are just kind of like, where'd this guy come from?
Yes.
But then he gets into that fight with the drunk guy. And it's obviously more so out of his anger with his whole situation of Paige. Yes. And Bev has kind of had enough. He's like, really, chick? Like, I can't take you. Like, every time you go, he's just extra angry. And then he gets taken down and arrested, and then they're like, we actually want you to go undercover.
Right.
If I was JJ, I would have been like, are you kidding me? Like, you had me followed this whole time, fake arrested in order for brought in through the back so that you can ask me to go undercover for you?
Yeah. Well, and I always say this, like, these little things just are so annoying to me because I don't understand why they even put them in there. They're so unnecessary.
Right. Yeah.
Like when he gets arrested and he's like, I want a lawyer, and they're like, you can't call a lawyer. I'm like, well, no, you can.
Right. Yeah.
You actually.
Are you not going to read me my rights?
Why even write that?
Right.
Why even say that? Right. You know what I mean? Like, just take him away.
Just take him off.
Just leave that line out. Like, why do you have to say something stupid like that?
I guess it's more so allowing us as a viewer to know that there's something not quite right. And is it because this guy that's been lurking...
There's so many other ways to do that.
Well, the guy that's been lurking around, we didn't know that he was working for Roman. We thought that he was maybe in cahoots with Clyde and Kyle.
Right. Yeah, but we didn't find out until he gets into the office with Roman and all that stuff. So then why even say that? Just say...
To keep you on the edge of your seat. This is daytime soaps, Mark. They do things to reel you in.
It's just... silly.
Well, guess what? Silly is as silly does.
Hello on that one. Yeah, daytime just has some great acting and stuff, and sometimes they have other stuff that happens.
Yeah, well, this is the other stuff that's mixed with some great acting.
Exactly.
So, and then he's all like, no, and I'm like, you can't just say no. You know, they're not going to bring all these people on for you to be like, oh, no, I'm not going to go on the cover.
DEA, Ian Watts or whatever, some new name. So you're going to have to do it all.
But I like that it more so wasn't because he didn't want to, like, deal, but I think it's more so about how it would look towards his family who's been supporting him and everything like that. So he doesn't want to make them look bad.
I agree with you on that one.
Then, of course, if he's doing this, he won't be able to be like, I'm undercover.
Right, exactly. So you're going to think, oh my God, JJ's back to doing drugs again. Oh my God, and that's going to be a mess. He pulled his life together. I mean, he pulled his life together besides sleeping with mother and daughter, he pulled the rest of his life together. He was going to be a busboy.
Is he still under 21?
Yes, because he got arrested for underage drinking. That was their whole thing, underage drinking.
I thought he got arrested because of the fight, and then when they were like, "And you're underage,"
at home though.
Yeah,
I was that age. I did too.
What Horton will allow their kid to drink alcohol?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, or maybe he's sneaking it. Maybe he has like a private fridge upstairs, and Jen doesn't know about it, and it has like beers and liquor.
I feel like he's drank in front of Jennifer though before.
I feel like he has too.
I feel like he has too. Actually.
I feel like that's a small detail that maybe they messed up.
Against that.
Continuity.
I could care less.
Right.
It's just odd. Again, one of those odd things.
Very odd. Well, so there's that. We'll see what happens with that. Now, more tidbits.
Yes.
Brady and Teresa.
Yes.
Scheduled visits with your own baby.
I know.
I'm so annoyed. I'm really annoyed with this whole thing, and I'm so tired of Teresa asking the nanny to get her things and to unpack her bags. And she's gotten yelled at like 3 different times for the same thing. It's like, girl, she's the nanny.
Like, if anything, what you should be doing is going, Brady, I might not have pushed Tate out of my uterus, but you're not going to tell me when I can and can't see our child.
Right.
Like, snap out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to show Brady more anything that she's serious about being a mom.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, if I was her, I would have picked up that contract and said, we're raising the kid.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. It's if you're in the room, fine. If I'm in the room, fine. We just need to learn how to be cordial. But you're not going to tell me,
you gotta go away.
Yeah, you got to go away while I'm tending to the baby and then have the nanny. Like, no, it's too much.
So,
I've already been apart from, and the fact that they still haven't written Teresa to be a caring mother. Like, there's something that happens to women, I mean, not that I know, that when you have a baby, like, you suddenly start caring for this baby, but she's still like this scheming
Because it's funny because when Sammy became a mother, it gave another side to her.
Yes.
That she would do anything. It was
for her child.
It was all motivated for her and all her children. So do all of her stuff.
Yeah.
You knew she was basically a good mother, I guess. You could say that. She was always good for her children. So why isn't Teresa being written that way? I don't get it.
I don't know.
I don't get it either.
I don't know.
Because Jen Lilly can pull it off. She can do it.
Yeah.
But it's also weird because then the random discovery of a nanny cam.
Yeah, like the smoke detector.
How is the smoke detector odd?
Yeah.
Like, it was, that was the thing. It was like, that's odd. No, it's a smoke detector and a baby's room.
I don't know if she said odd or new.
Well, the way she looked at it was kind of like, no, and it's like stormed out.
Yeah. Like, it was like this realization. And I'm like, because you look at smoke detectors and think that?
Right.
Like,
it was kind of weird. And then she left and she decided to come back. Actually, I would have.
Why didn't? Again, this is another one of those stupid things. Put like a picture with like a little red light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how is that different?
Right.
Yeah,
you go, oh, there's a little red light.
And then the fact that all of no one's computer in the house has a password on it. I'm just gonna flip it open and look, it's right there on the desktop. Double click. Look, there was me, and there's Haley. Just
send it to myself, and I can play with it because I'm a video editor. I'm like,
no, it's Anne's friend is the video editor.
Oh, but you know what I mean? Like, just
whichever.
But I loved Anne being in the house. It was kind of funny. It was just like, wow.
Sitting out. I don't know.
You like Anne.
Yeah.
Well, I like Anne. I thought it was kind of funny.
Well, we'll see. Teresa has hatched up a plan to make Brady see her as a better mom, and it's a way to get rid of Haley. So we'll see what debacle they're going to come up with. And
just
Teresa.
Be a better mom, and that's the answer.
Exactly.
Right.
So then we have really quickly Hope, Rafe, and Clyde. All of a sudden, a bright light went off with Hope and Rafe, and they figured out that Clyde was responsible for Sonny.
Right.
So kudos to them. And
finally,
I still don't. I want to see what's going to happen with this because they are so on Clyde and they've been on him for a while, and they go back and forth. No, we're not doing it.
Yes,
but we talking about it.
You shouldn't do it. Okay, we're gonna do it. Yeah.
So
I agree on that one.
That's it with that. We'll see what happens with that. And then Adrian and Lucas.
Yes.
Adrian is letting everyone know about her divorce.
Sonny was very supportive.
Yes.
He actually was scared. But I just want to say one part, and I don't know if it's just me, but is it me or does Kate and Justin have chemistry?
Yeah.
I think they do.
Yeah.
I know when she walks into her office and he's just sitting there and he
the
mocks
one
her.
office that's in Salem.
The one office that's in Salem that they keep changing.
Redecorated.
Yes. And he mocks her and says, "Stay away from my desk and don't touch my crayons either." And she's like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "There's chemistry with these two. I mean, wouldn't they just die?"
Yeah.
Oh my God. They have such. I mean, Lauren Kasler has chemistry with everybody. I think that's what the problem is.
Yeah.
But I saw chemistry. I see chemistry.
I do too.
Yeah. Their bits are starting to be very funny with each other.
Of course, it all came around when Adrian shows up at Will's house and Lucas is there with Ariana, and that's how they first met. They kind of like
babysitting. Yeah,
babysitting goes and sees where it all comes back around. Yeah. They're like school kids. It's so funny. They're like lovesick school kids.
And Adrian, it's not your fault that the divorce is happening.
Right.
Like Lucas came very after.
Do you think she's listening?
Yeah. Adrian,
girl,
if you're listening in Salem as you lay in bed with Lucas, who's on top of things,
tell Lucas I said hi.
What would Chad DeMera think about that?
He was my old flame.
Billy Flynn Events will be unfollowing you after this broadcast.
They love me.
Oh, Sarah Hawk wrote, she made a name for him, Jate. For Kate and Justin. Jate.
I like that.
Jate.
I like it.
Okay.
So that has been your week of days. What?
You forgot the most important thing.
What's that?
That Sierra is going to be an umpire.
Oh my God, it's so funny. Dumb storyline. Another one.
I didn't forget. I just chose to look over it.
I'm like, that actress is so good. You could do her something else in the whole umpire storyline. Give me a break.
As I said before, moving on. So now we are going to go into the favorite part of our show, which is our segments. And we're going to start off with mine, and that's the 3 Snaps Award. Now, I'm decided to give it to John. I'm giving it to John for being the inquisitive, kind of overprotective father as he was talking to Paul about the new boy that he was hanging out with. It was a little uncomfortable. It might have been a little awkward, but he was very concerned. So to John for being his accepting self to his new son, I give you the 3 Snaps Award.
That was a good one. That was cute. And Paul liked it. He was like, oh,
he was like, oh, you're what is this? You're concerned about a boy?
He's just so sweet, and he can do no wrong.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree.
Well, now in absence of Peter, hello again, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
We don't have our WTF moment, but we do have a brand new segment brought to you by the very fine Mr. James Lott Jr. And I will have him present it. Take it away, James.
Thank you, Tony. So this is I'm debuting a new segment, and on soaps like Days of Our Lives, they've been on for a long time. And so sometimes the family trees in soaps can actually get convoluted. So what I'm doing is called Look Who's Related. So I'm taking 2 current cast members, and I'm going to show you how they are related.
I like that.
Okay.
And today's one is, in quotes, related. So here we go. The 2 people are Nicole Walker, let me bring it up, and Abe Carver.
Oh, no, not that one. The first one. Just the first one.
There
we go. Shirtless pic, gratuitous. Okay, so Nicole Walker came to town, and she had a half brother named Brandon Walker.
But we didn't know he was half at that
Not yet at the time, but that was the funny thing. He's light skinned on some level, but we're kind of like, they don't look the same.
Yeah. He is not light skinned. He is all sorts of Hispanic,
Latin. So they never mention that at all. So that's kind of funny you brought that up. They never say anything. But we find out that it's her half brother, and they were very close. He was married to Sammy. For a few years. There's a whole big storyline with him. He was played by Matt Cedeno.
Yes.
And he had an affair with Lexi. That was another thing, too.
That's
Remember that?
right.
He had an affair with Lexi.
He totally did.
And then after all that happened, when Nicole and Brandon's mother came to town, Faye, they found they shared the same mother, and then it was revealed that Faye and Abraham had a long-ago affair.
Yeah.
And it was after Lexi and Brandon had their affair that they found out that Abe was actually Brandon's father.
Yeah.
Nicole's half-brother.
Half-brother.
Yeah, so Abe.
Well, thank God they didn't do anything with each other, because that would have been gross.
Gross. So they are.
That could be a new segment. What's grosser than gross?
I can think of some stuff too. So basically, Nicole Walker and Abraham Carver are related through Brandon Walker, and that is, look who's related.
Look at that. All right. And now we have another fun segment brought to you by the one and only Mr. Mark J Freeman with Mark's Quote.
Well, hello. Before I do Quote of the Week, I just want to show everybody who might have missed my tweet the other day that I actually do eat pizza rolls and watch Days of Our Lives.
Yes.
If we want to put up the picture, I tweeted this out. Nope.
No. There it is.
My pizza rolls.
How many do you eat? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I had already eaten a couple
8,
too.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
I just
11,
kind
12,
of dump
13,
from the bag. You know, I got the big bag and I just dump some in the toaster oven.
I usually do half bag.
Yeah.
Mine's like 20.
I had eaten a couple because I was waiting for the logo to come up, so I was sitting there holding the plate eating them. Like, God, my arm is getting tired. I didn't want to show you my whole room, so I got up and stood next to the TV. So I do eat them every once in a while I'm watching Days of Our Lives. All right, so my quote of the week, I mean, there were several very good ones, which I forgot to mention this one, but we'll talk about it later. My quote of the week goes, you knew when Stefano and Victor were in a room together, it was going to be, sometimes it's just, you just know, I see the scene starting, I'm like, okay, I got to get my pen and my paper because it's going to happen now. So when Stefano says to Victor, what's going on with you and Clyde Weston, and Victor's
It was hilarious.
Well, Meg and I go square dancing with him and Kate every Thursday night. The man is a Baryshnikov of the two-step.
I wrote that down too. I love
that one. Leave it to Victor.
I was literally crying on my bed. I was like, that's why I eat pizza rolls, to get me through those moments. But oh my God, it was the best. And you know that when they write this in that room, they are laughing that hysterically. Because that was just hysterical. Yeah. The other one I was going to mention was when Kate was talking to, I forgot to mention when we were talking about Kate and the divorce.
Yes.
And he's like, well, I cheated on her. But in Salem, that's grounds for a public shouting match, not divorce.
Yeah. And I also like the thing between Kate and Hope.
Oh, yeah.
That was like a little shady, too. I was like, oh, look at that shade being tossed.
There were some really good ones this week. It's so funny. There's weeks where I'm just like, I got to go back through and find something.
And then you were given a gift this week.
Yeah. Tied up in a nice little bow for you.
While I was eating my pizza rolls.
There you go. And that has been Mark's quote. And now, of course, as you guys know, Days of Our Lives is celebrating their 50th year this year. And so we would like to take you back and remind you guys of some wonderful storylines and characters with our hashtag Those Were the Days. And today's Those Were the Days will be presented by Mr. James Lott Jr.
Thank you. So there are two significant things that happen on Days of Our Lives that are the most important above everything else. Of course, debuting on November 8th, 1965.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that Tony was on.
Well, Tony...
Not yet.
That's number 3. Days in the background. But number 2, the second most important thing that happened on Days of Our Lives happened on April 21st in 1975. It went from 30 minutes and expanded to an hour.
Oh, look at that.
So, actually, this picture, the small hourglass represents the 30 minutes, and the big hourglass represents the hour. That's their whole meaning on that one. Mm-hmm. And if you're wondering why Julie is in that picture and all the promotions, she was the biggest star on daytime on Days of Our Lives at that time. She was the actress who had been on the most episodes in that first 10 years.
Oh, wow.
She was the first actress to go on Time Magazine with Doug, when Doug and Julie were super huge. She was the original Sammy Brady. And her and Sammy talked about that a couple of years ago, about how she was like, I know how you are because I was the same way.
Yeah.
She caused lots of problems, marriages, kids. She was the original Sammy. And also one other thing that happened during that time was they had to add McDonald Carey's voice for the second half hour. They call it a bumper. And it would say, we will return to the second half of Days of Our Lives after these moments. And they had it on there, so it's kind of a funny thing. So they went from a half hour to an hour. Very significant on Days of Our Lives. It affects us today.
Yeah.
So those were the days.
And we have another picture as well. Is that the Times Magazine?
Yep, that was the ad.
There we go.
And so
from 1:30 to 2:30.
That's right. And she was huge. I mean, Susan C. Hayes really brought out the first super couples, first bad girl. I mean, she was really, really big. And she's still on today, of course. And she comes on today. So we love her.
And that's
Look at that. And that has been your hashtag, Those Were the Days. And now let's get into some news and gossip.
Oh, yeah. All right. We're just going to get right into it.
All right, so we have the return of yet another past cast member of Days of Our Lives who recently announced on her Twitter that she is coming back. Miss Tamara Braun will be reprising her role as Ava. So she is debuted to make her return during Days 50th. I do believe we have a photo of her.
Because she also was on playing
Taylor.
Yes. Nicole's. Because when I first saw it, I was like, they're bringing Taylor back? My first
she won an Emmy for playing Ava.
So she is.
So she's Emmy winner, Tamara Braun.
Yes.
I love her.
Yeah, so she is very excited to make her return back to Days, and I just wonder what kind of sneaky stuff she's going to be up to.
It's going to be good.
So it's from the way it sounds, Days 50th is about to be a rumble. I feel like things are about to get really shaken up.
And I just saw something too that the ratings are already starting to go up.
Yeah, because we're all anticipating it.
Yeah, we're ready.
I like to think it's because of AfterBuzz.
Oh, of course. Dish and Days, of course. Hello.
And of course, speaking of past cast members, James and I had the lovely pleasure of catching up with Chriselle Staus, who you guys remember as ex-Jordan Ridgway.
Yes.
And she actually came on and we had a chance to talk about how she felt about the character and a lot of things that are coming up. But check out this clip as she talks about what she most enjoyed about playing Jordan Ridgway.
Oh, interesting.
A character's coming from. So, although it was at the end, I liked when you got to see what happened between her and Clyde and the confrontation. And although it's really physically, trying on those days and emotionally trying, and there's so many lines to memorize. But that's what, creatively fuels you. Like that felt like I earned my paycheck today. Like I really felt like, it was like, just creatively, pushed me. I will say, as fun as those scenes are to work with Galen and we're laughing and all that stuff, I love doing stuff like that. But as far as like creatively, I loved the hard stuff because I wanted
if you guys want to check out this whole interview with Chriselle Staus, make sure you visit AfterBuzz TV on YouTube and check out our Spotlight on interview with the one and only Miss Chriselle Staus. She was so fun and so funny. And we had an absolute blast with her.
I completely agree. She's my new BFF.
Yes. So and she's so beautiful.
Oh my God, she's beautiful. Yes.
So make sure you guys check that out. Hashtag It's Not About You. All right. Now we have another bit of news and gossip, and this pertains to a wonderful upcoming event featuring the one and only Billy Flynn. And there's only one person that can do it justice. So I'm going to toss it over to the biggest lover of Billy Flynn, besides Billy Flynn, Mark J Freeman.
Maybe his girlfriend. I think his girlfriend might love him a little bit more than me. I'm not sure. Well, he has an event coming up. Do we have the date in Niagara Falls?
It's in October. I want to say 4th, 5th, or 3rd, 4th, 5th, somewhere early October.
We're going to give you guys that information later. We actually weren't prepared to give you that today, but I did get because Flynn fan events now follows me on Twitter.
Which has been the highlight of his week.
You don't even understand what it's been like for me. I actually took a screenshot and sent it to these dooligans because I was so excited. But I did get a direct message from them saying that that the fans now have a chance at winning their tickets paid back in full if they're purchased by August 15th. One VIP and one fan pack. Hashtag you don't want to miss this. So I guess I don't know if you do that. And then also, and tickets purchased by July 15th have a chance have a chance in 3 for a chance for 3 people for a one-on-one with Billy on the Sky Wheel.
Okay. Oh, nice.
So basically, I got to buy my tickets by July 15th.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you only have a couple of days to get
How much
it.
are these? I need to see how much he's worth.
Yes.
Well, I mean, isn't
And
he...
what do you get? I mean, I want a definition of one-on-one. I mean, is it just like talk?
I'm suddenly very nervous.
I'm scared.
So we will give you guys
there, Mr. Flynn.
we will give you guys more information.
Please don't call the police.
Regarding. We'll give you guys more information regarding that event, but there is an event coming up at the end of this month, brought to you by DOOL Events, DOOL Coast Events, and we have some tickets to give away for their Friday night event happening on July 31st. It is the Luck of the Bradys, and in order for you guys to win these tickets, we are actually going to be doing this over the next few weeks. You have to find our page, Tony Mark Peter, and you have to look for the trivia question at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right before our show every Sunday. The first person to correctly answer that trivia question will win the 2 tickets for that event. And for the Luck of the Bradys event, we have our winner. Miss Lainey Lopez is the winner of 2 tickets to the event. So congratulations to Lainey. We had the trivia question of, it came from James, and it was...
Which Brady came to town but didn't use the Brady last name?
And that person was Mr. Colin Murphy.
Yes.
So congratulations.
You didn't want to use my question?
We have 2 more weeks to do it.
Exactly. We got more questions. We got more weeks to go.
So the next pair of tickets that we're going to be giving away is for their event happening on August 1st, and it's actually that morning. And it is the Old School Days event happening at the Westin in Long Beach from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you'll be able to enjoy a delicious buffet-style breakfast while getting photos and autographs and one-on-one time with some of Salem's finest. So if you would like to win tickets, make sure you tune in to our Facebook page, Tony Mark Peter, for the trivia question. Be the first person to answer it correctly, and we will announce the winner live right here on our Edition Days after show for Days of Our Lives. So now let's go quickly into some predictions.
Wait, didn't I? What was I gonna say? There was something I was gonna predict.
I don't know, but I predict that Abby's gonna be pregnant because I watched the.
I was waiting for that one.
So I watched the preview that Days puts out, and it looks like Abigail is preggo.
Okay.
But she also needs to run a DNA test to find out who the daddy
But
is.
isn't it true that you can't run a DNA test till the baby's born?
No.
I know. You can do amnio. You have to do. It's a certain amount of time you have to wait before you can do it.
Yes.
Like second trimester, possibly. I'm not sure.
Listen, if you can find out whether if you're pregnant through plasma, I'm pretty sure they can find out.
We should ask Melanie. Daquan.
Oh boy. So I feel like that's going to be the big thing that's going to happen with Abigail.
So we know it's going to be Chad or Ben's. It's not. People are trying to say EJ. I'm seeing that online.
I still think it's going to be EJ's. I still think it's going to be EJ's.
So,
I just feel like there's going to be like my friend in Atlanta, Glenn, was texting me. He's like, why would you even say EJ's going to be the father? How would they have done that? EJ's dead. And I was like, I explained it all to him. Like, look, dude.
Yeah.
It's daytime. Crazy stuff can happen.
Yes.
Dial it back.
The craziest things can happen.
Yeah.
So I guess we will just have to see.
Yeah.
And so that has been your Edition Days time with us. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Before we head off, where can they guys find us?
Where can
they find you guys?
You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/the Mark J Freeman, on Instagram and Twitter at Lorraine Love, LORAYNELOVE. And I would just like to say hello to Sarah who always tweets me, and she's so sweet and nice, and I just want to say hi and give her a little shout out.
Nice.
You can find me on Twitter at BlackHopeLA. You can find me on Facebook at James Lott Jr. And I'm also on several other AfterBuzz TV shows. I do one for Zoo, for Big Brother, so you can see me this week.
And you guys can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony. So make sure you like me, follow me, add me, and I'm looking forward to your comments. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Edition Days.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.